And joining us now is Frank Gaffney, national security expert and executive chairman of the Center for Security Policy. Frank, thank you for being with us today. Your thoughts on China and how it is handling this whole crisis?
It's gone from bad to worse, I think. What we're seeing is China is engaged in a massive disinformation operation. It is dissembling, I think, about both the magnitude of the affliction on its own people and the threat that it represents to the rest of us. This is something that has been going on now since the beginning of December. And just as one particularly stunning insight into the problem, the Chinese government, as I'm sure you know, withheld information about this virus outbreak from its own people for about 30 critical days. And during that time, they not only allowed millions of them to move around the country, disseminating it, but they even permitted a potluck dinner for 130,000 people to take place in Wuhan, the absolute center of this outbreak. It's just incredible, irresponsible, and I think it has compounded the danger that the virus poses to not only its own people, but to us as well.
Frank, I'm not sure if you heard the preceding report from our national security correspondent, Eric Phillips, but that spat between the CDC and the State Department, does that suggest that the United States government is doing enough to protect Americans from the coronavirus?
Well, it seems as though some of the government is, and some of it isn't. It's hard for me to believe that the State Department would have been able to trump on a medical call the decision of the Centers for Disease Control